Good morning, good morning, good morning, Cancers. Welcome. How's everybody today? I am up early. I am trying to get this done today, as I promised. So, for those of you who are brand new, my name is Patty. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot. Now, this is intuitive, but I also call in the divine for downloads to see if there's something about your process or something going on with you that will help you today. So, hopefully, this is for you. Definitely. Um, sorry, just got to download. Anyway, this I'm going to do the current energies, future energies, and this what I'm picking right now is a divine card. So this is his message to you, whatever you're going through, whatever you're trying to ask, we figure out that kind of a thing, and then we'll go through current and future energies. Whoa, let me see if this is supposed to come out again. Please go ahead and have. I'm brand new in the morning. I'm just starting to wake up and stuff. So bear with me. I need more coffee. So we're gonna go ahead and then we'll do a spread and go from there. Now, just remember this reading is from the 18th through the 24th. So Mercury retrograde is done, but however, I can't even shuffle this morning. Let's do it this way. Is still working on speeding up. Okay, so there's other planetary things going on up there, and it's just going to take about 2 weeks for those Mercury retrograde energies to go away. Um, and that means communication, still working with somebody, trying to communicate better, trying to get the conflicts out now rather than later, because there is something coming for good from all this conflict, all this poor communication, things that aren't working out, all that kind of stuff. Things are going to be sort of turning around. And we do have a full moon coming up, so that also plays into it. So, really, just sort of be kind to yourself and try to get all your low vibrational stuff gone. All right. So let's get your reading going. Yeah, somebody's really stressed out. Got it. And it shows it in your first three cards as well. Somebody's got a lot of anger and bitterness just building up in them. I don't know what that's for. Please don't be revengeful because that doesn't help you or the situation. It just keeps you stuck. All right. So 3, 6, 7. I'll make sure that do that. Okay. So for what we have for the Divines card this morning is it's the number 5. It's unstable. It could be something new that you're trying to get used to. It could be something that you need to change because it's your bound your grounding is off. Things are not balanced. Things are not working. Things are not working right. This is about your body and your soul. So if we look at this here, we are looking at the way that our soul works is our spirit. So we usually start from our spirit in our thinking process, and then we move to our head, and then we move to our body. So our body reacts in how to, or well, how we think. Okay, so if we think with our head first, we're already a mess because it needs to come from spirit and your soul first. And your soul is your passions and your desires, and your spirit guides that. And what is spirit? Spirit is divine. It's the piece that is connected to divine. It is connected to the second dimension. It is connected to integrity, honesty, absolute truth, not just truth. It's love, that kind of a thing. And so we have to really look what our soul's passion and desire is, and how our body is reacting to that. So if we're off balance, we're off key, we're not in our passion, we're not in our purpose or calling, then what happens is we get off balance. Okay, so divine is saying that there is somebody that's probably off balance between their mind, spirit, and body, and somebody is getting on track with it, starting thinking from their soul and their spirit. So I think I got a spot in the middle of my glasses. I do. But starting from your soul and spirit rather than your mind. This is Earth, guys. When we start thinking here and thinking about, I want to do this, I want to have this happen, I want this, first dimensional stuff, that is your head first. That's where we get mixed up. And that's when your life is a roller coaster. That's when things don't go right. That's when things get kerfuffled. That's when things are just not happening the way that you want, and you're not a happy camper, or you're depressed, or your anxiety is high up and out of the roof. That's why that is happening, because you're thinking with your head, your noggin, rather than from your spirit and your soul. Okay, so there's a big, big difference. I used to live in the earth. I used to live in my head. My life was a mess. It was a roller coaster. Had the worst dates, had the worst men in my life, had the worst jobs, had everything was a struggle. Everything was happening. But when I changed that around to start from my spirit and my soul thinking, my life changed 100% completely. My life is very peaceful and calm. And yes, I'll get sad, but it's like a minute and it's gone. And there's no depression, there's no anxiety, there's none of that, because my mind process is connected to divine, and I don't have that anymore. It's when you try to work with this thing alone, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Okay, I've been there to both. Okay, so your current energy here is trying to acknowledge that it's the number 3, okay, in numerology. So for those of you who are brand new to my channel, I mix the intuitive tarot with the divine's guidance with astrology and numerology. And this is to help you through your day, through your struggles, your trials, your challenges, and all that kind of stuff, or whatever you're trying to ask. Is he coming back? Is she coming back? Those kind of things. This will help you understand why they are coming back or not coming back. So anyway, I don't know who that was for. That just came as a download. But the number 3 in this card, your current energy, is the king. Now, the king is about masculine energy. It's about authority. It's about things pertaining to law and justice. It's more of the logical side, because masculine's mind, or man's mind, is literally physiologically built different than a female's mind. It's actually different. So this is why. And it's also about male sexual energy. So this is something more of a logical way of thinking. And this is something that maybe you need to portray into your week and say, okay, well, that's not my perspective. Especially if you're a feminine female, the way men think is not our perspective, but we have to understand each other so that we can cohabitate and get along and things of that nature. We also have to understand that man's authority is just being a hunter. Especially if you're in the dating world, that is something that we have to understand. So in your week this week, there's going to be a lot of masculine energy. So just understand that most men are more of a logical being, more of a hunter, more of a pursuer, more of a logic. Because when you come to law and order and justice, it's about balance. It's about fairness. It's about how things work, bias versus unbiased. Okay. So there's going to be a very logical part in your week. And we're going to go through that here in a second. The problem here that I see is your future energy, because this is where, now remember, these 2 cards, this is divine's card, this is the universe or astrology kind of card. I put these 2 together, and what I come up with is, where do they combine? These usually are 2 the same in one. Okay, my concern is the wasp is about angerness, bitterness, revenge, jealousy, retaliation, that kind of a thing. And it is also the number 3. So if you're having those feelings and those energies, those are very low vibrational energies. And why are they there? Because there's fear. There is a fear. We only get angry because they're out of a fear. We only get jealous because of fear, as insecurity. We want to retaliate, be out of anger. Then anger comes fear. Or there's love. There's only 2 ways that we do things. And this is love, divine. This is earth, fear. So somebody is really having some problems this week, because you really can't think. This is your first card out. It is the 9 of Swords. It is something that is eating you up. And if you don't get rid of it, like this Mercury retrograde energy is going on right now, you need to get rid of that. You need to expel it. You need to share it. You need to tell somebody. You need to get it out, because there is fear behind that emotion. Okay. And it's not healthy. It's not going to help you get to your um, you get to back to your core foundation of love, and also understanding that you think from your soul and your spirit before you think from your head. So if you're going through the emotion of anger and bitterness this week, you are allowing that to control you, because emotions don't have thought. Emotions come from thought. Emotions piggyback from your thoughts. So whatever your thoughts are, that's your emotions living off of those thoughts. That's why we say you are what you think. And that's very true. If you're happy and joy filled, you're going to be, because that's your thought process. And this is, I'm trying not to get into a coaching session because most of you know that I'm a life and spiritual coach. But the thing is that your feelings for somebody are hidden. Okay. Something happened with somebody to make you angry, and you're either expelling very negative speaking, or you're holding it in and you're getting angrier and angrier. What happens with anger is that it begins to build, and sometime it's going to explode like a volcano. Okay. And you think that you're hiding everything from somebody, you're not, because people see it. If you're like me as an empath, I was with a coworker yesterday at my day job, and I could feel her energies. I stood next to her, I could feel her energies, I could see her body language, and I'm like, and I asked her, I said, what's wrong today? And she looked at me like, what do you mean? I said, your energies are really off and low today. And I did say that. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, they are. And I'm like, is everything okay? And she goes like, no, they're not. So if you think you're fooling somebody, you're not. Okay. Um, this is the third card, is your Two of Wands. This is definitely about bringing something together or blowing it apart, because the number 2 in numerology is about bringing a partnership. Your body and soul is a partnership. Your spirit, mind, and body is a partnership. As I teach in Get Balanced 2020, it's that you cannot be missing one of those elements or you're off balance. Okay, your body is your last thing. Your spirit speaks to your mind speaks to your body reacts or says or does or not, based on that process. Now, if you go mind to spirit to body, you're a mess, because you're living in the earth and the world, which keeps you in a bound low vibration. So let me ask you guys, because somebody's having a really hard time here, especially with masculine. So there must be somebody in your life that you're having a hard time with, that is masculine, and that this logical energy is creating some havoc because of the Mercury retrograde. And so you're probably fighting. I want to say you're probably fighting. And this could be somebody that's thinking about actually even getting married, or having a union, because your Four of Wands is in the center. And this Four of Wands is about a celebration, a unity of bringing something together. But it's the number 4 in numerology that is supposed to bring a core foundation, a core balance. It's off here. It's off. So, and the reason why it's off is somebody's got so much anger, and I'm feeling it's a past anger. It is not something that is current. This is like something that has happened to you. Now, if this is a masculine that you're dealing with and something happened, for example, hypothetically, guys, okay, hypothetically, say you've been together for a couple of years, and then you're supposed to be getting married and you found out he cheated. Okay, that's a past energy. But that, as the Mercury retrograde, you need to get this out before you go moving forward. If you don't get these out before you go moving forward, it's going to create a bigger volcano. And that bigger volcano, when it blows, it could blow and not be able to be fixed. So fix it now. Okay, I don't know who that's for. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands in reverse. We have a lot of wands back to back to back, which is creating, so, and wands are about communication, could be about travel, but not in this case. This is about getting, as I keep telling you guys, the elephant out of the bed, or out of the bedroom. It could be in the bedroom. You do need to talk about your sex life, because if you're not happy there, you need to explain it or teach what makes you happy. That's what we do in our life. We're to have a partner that helps us be more joy filled, not to be make us happy. That's our job, but they're supposed to add more joy. Okay, definitely add more joy. All right. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I think that is a question for Divine. I think you have to ask Divine that. And oh, thank you. He says I already gave them the answer. It's in their heart. So the answer's in your heart. So you really have to. This is for Angel. He already has given you the answer, and you know the answer. But that is in your heart, and you have to really listen to that. That's your intuition, what it's saying. And if you, oh gosh, if you want to be love and if you want that partner, show them everything that is selfless. Okay. I don't want to get too far off the reading here, but I'll answer your other questions at the end. All right. How to tip to get it out. Since we're talking about that right now, I want to answer that right now because a lot of people don't know how to get it out. So if you have this buildup, that is something that you need to, when you get ready, you have to share it. It was sort of like, let me give you an example really, really quick. It is sort of like when I had the buildup of the volcano. So I kept my spiritual side very quiet for almost 50 years. That's a long time, right? To hold something in. But I didn't want to share it because I was at a place in my life that I was afraid of what other people would think. But Divine was pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and his voice was getting louder and louder and louder. I have created you for this. I need you to do this. I need you out. I need you to share this. So finally, I told my daughter, I've got to share this. I've got to be me. I can't do this anymore. I can't be an unauthentic me, which means I am a spiritual person. I just kept it hidden for so long. There's places that I can share it and then I can't share it, but I had to really sort of come out to all my friends and say, you know what? I did tarot quietly, but it's not the tarot part that was the thing. It was saying that, you know what? I am an empath. I'm clairvoyant. I am intuitive. I feel energies. I do all this kind of stuff. Now, that took courage. It does take courage is one of the first things, but I had to ask Divine for confirmation. Is this the time? Should I do it now? And he's like, I've been waiting, so do it. So the thing is, the first tip is to get the courage up to ask Divine for the strength to help you to share the information, to give you the words that you need to share, but give you the courage to get it out. Because once you get it out, there's a million pounds of release left. And the thing is that you have to know the right timing. If it's with another person that you need to share this with, it needs to be alone in a private place, not when other people can hear, so that you can be your authentic you. Okay. So this here, whatever is hidden here and who's ever just struggling and can't sleep and can't eat. This is the mountain that's building. Mercury retrograde and Saturn and Mars and Uranus right now, they're in a process of moving. Most of them are direct, but this is a time where the energies of communication, of listening, of getting this built up and out is going to really help your relationships bond a lot closer because you've got the number two here, definitely trying to build it closer. Spirit is trying to build it closer. Low vibrations is trying to rip it apart. You don't want the ripping apart. What'll rip it apart is not sharing what you're doing. Okay. And the thing is that you have to do it in private, in where it's quiet, where you both can look each other in the face and communicate that. Now, if it's a family member, like with my sexual abuse way back then, I had to write a letter. The counselor told me don't send it, and I said, bull crap, I'm sending it. And I sent it, but I had to be prepared that that person may not accept it or may deny it or may just blow me off or whatever, but I needed that for my healing. So sharing something may come in a letter, sharing something, to not text. If you guys are trying to communicate something very serious, or especially if you're angry, jealous, these are feelings of you. there's an insecurity, there's a brokenness, or there is something that needs to be healed within you. If somebody else is angry or wants to retaliate or something, back away from that energy, because you will absorb that energy. Stay away from that energy, because that is their healing. That is their problem. And that's where this communication thing is coming in, guys, because it's off balance. Number 4 is about balance and a core foundation. This is your center. So somebody's relationship, whether it be family, friends, a relationship, an intimate relationship, a dating relationship, is off balance because the communication is not happening where it needs to happen. Then you have your Hermit card, which is almost your last card. This is about really just stepping back, taking a deep breath, and looking at the whole picture. Now, are you looking at whole picture from your body and soul, or are you looking from the whole picture of the head and first dimension, everything you can touch and feel? That's not what you can take with you when you pass on. What you take with you when you pass on is your soul, your love, your integrity, your memories, those kind of things. Those things are important. So really be paying attention to what your anger is, or somebody's anger coming towards you is, because whatever that is, it needs to be sort of stepped away, because that's fear. The base of that foundation is fear. Okay, so you have to analyze, why is this happening? Why can't I share this? What fear am I holding? Why am I being fearful of this? And the most thing I will give Lisa a tip is, you're worried about what everybody else thinks. I don't give a crap what everybody else thinks when it comes to something that I need to learn or grow, or I need to get something out, and I do it more. Uh, in humbleness and in love. I just share. I share my feelings. And the thing is, with conversations in Mercury retrograde, do not use the word you first, because that's a very blaming, low vibrational way. You have to start with, I'm really hurt, or I feel betrayed, or I feel I'm not worthy to you, or I don't feel value to you. You don't say, well, you devalue me. Well, you do this. You. That's very low vibrational conversation starters. You have to start with I, because you cannot control anybody else but you. Okay. So you have to look at how you're communicating, because this is going to ruin this number 2, this partnership. So anger, jealousy, that's insecurities, that's hurt, that's baggage that you're carrying from your past that needs to go away. Here's your challenge card, guys. I cannot believe we're running this one long, but that's okay, because that's what we're here for, and that's what Divine wants to do. Challenge card. This is your challenge card for the week. The week is that somebody is being they're more, and I don't know how to put this politely, so I'm just going to say it, is somebody who's trying to is being a victim. And it's like, woe is me. Oh, my pity party. Oh, I've gone through so much. I've gone through, everything. We all have challenges and journeys. We all have pain. We all have struggles. We all have brokenness. Every single human being is broken. But what point is it? Do you heal? That's what this is. Your challenge card is to release that energy of low vibration, of saying, oh, and this might not be you. This might be somebody that is coming at you. And it's just like, or maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, here they come again. Here they come with their woe is me. And you don't want that, because that's a very low vibrational person. They need healing. And if they're not ready to heal, then you need to stay away from them, because they're going to suck you into that energy. You don't want that energy. You want a high vibrational energy. You need to find somebody that isn't angry, isn't retaliating, isn't insecure, especially if you're in the dating world, and somebody that isn't going to their past with everything that they do. This person goes to their past. This is your challenge card. This is to say, okay, I am not going to look at the past. And, if you're a lady, I just say, okay, yeah, I've had a couple bad relationships, but I'm not going to base this new relationship on that, because that person's journey is different and my mindset is now different. It's more in my spirit and my soul. I'm not thinking of my mind, because that is the low vibrations, that's going to get you sucked down. And that new person that could be the right person for you, you're going to push them away. You're going to push them away because you're thinking with your head. Stop. First, don't think, I mean, you have to think with your head, but don't think with your head first. Think with your spirit and your soul. Say, you know what? God made that person. That person's different. That person, I'm going to give them a chance. I'm not even going to think about the person that screwed me over. I am going to think about this person is a new person. They're probably full of love. And I am going to be the hermit card because I'm going to watch and analyze and pay attention to everything because not everything is seen. The second dimension is not seen. And just watch and feel the energies. And then the way that you know you're going with your spirit in this reaction or in this interaction and this engaging action is that your intuition will tell you, oh man, something's off with that person. No, that's not the person for you. Or they're going to say, you know what? Shut up. Listen to this person. Get their perspective. You'll start hearing these little voices, or you'll be feeling like, I just need to be here for a minute. I just need to sit and listen to them for a minute. That is the divine talking to you. That is how he works through you. All right. Wow. I didn't even get to a bunch of cards here yet. All right. So that's sort of some tips of how to do that. There's a lot of little tips also. If you have subscribed to my channel, if you go to the videos on the channel and type in even communication or effective communication, there's a bunch of good tools and tips on that video for you. I've been posting more new videos. I just did one on healthy standards and boundaries. That would be a really good one for somebody who's angry, because toxicity seems to be huge in a lot of relationships that I've been working with lately. All right. Yeah, the moon again, Queen of Swords. It's all about the truth and hermit. I'm going to be repeating myself because we've got the moon again. Something is not seen. Something, again, you're holding these things in, or somebody is holding these energies in. They're not seen. Okay. Your feelings, again, don't have thought. So you cannot see them or express them because of your thought process. The Queen of Swords is about getting to that absolute truth. She's holding the hand of absolute truth. Okay, so she wants to know the truth. The truth has a double, or the sword has a double side to it. There's either truth or there's lies. There's deceit and deception, or there's truth. Now, absolute truth is not earthly truth. Truth is like a fart in the wind. It can change depending on the person. It can change depending on somebody's theory. It can be changed on, principles. It can be change. Sort of like, when they talk about dieting, eggs for a while in my nutrition and fitness that I teach you guys, is that, eggs were really bad because you got to remove the yolk for a while. Okay, that was the truth then. But then years later, it's like, oh, you got to have the yolk. You have to have the yolk to have a complete protein, guys. You got to have the yolk and the whites to have a complete protein for a complete nutrition kind of thing. I won't get into nutrition counseling or coaching. But the hermit, again, sit back, analyze, look at how you're going to act and react. Ask yourself, am I thinking from my head first, or is my intuition telling me? Or am I hearing something? Or am I moving something? Get out of this victim mode of, woe is me, I'll never get through this, or I'll never find love. Or when you start using those negative words, I even have a video on words to eliminate from your vocabulary because they're so low vibrational. Got to get rid of those this week. That's Mercury retrograde this week. Get it out, get it open, get the hard stuff out, because once you do, starting these new energies with the planets and what Divine's got for you is going to make it so much easier. You're going to feel so much lighter. You're going to have so much energy. You won't be drained. Somebody is completely drained. They're just like, I have no energy left. I'm numb. I don't have it. I'm tired. Well, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired because you're not thinking from the right process. I have a lot of videos on that kind of stuff. So you can always go to the videos and look for like the motivational, inspirational, or spiritual growth, those kind of things. All right. But that's huge. This is huge, you guys. I could keep going on this, but I'm limited for time because I have a day job, unfortunately. I'd love to be doing this full time, but the thing is that there is a lot of energy here, and this is bound up energy. This is negative energy. This is dealing with a masculine of some type. Now, the masculine could be a father figure, it could be an uncle, it could be somebody older. I feel it is older because when you look at the king is an older person. It is, and it could be just a couple of years. If you have a mate and they're a couple of years older, whatever it is, then that is where that energy is. Just remember when you have this communication this week, when you do start sharing your soul with some person, if they don't react the way you want to or the way you expected them to, I'm going to let you know that that is divine working. Divine is trying to show you and tell you this is the sign and confirmation that you need. Should I stay with them? Should I leave? Well, if your intuition tells you after that confirmation, like this is just not, this is not worth it, then divine is saying that's not the right person. If it works out that you both learn each other's perspectives, if you really listen, like the Hermit card says, pay attention and analyze, okay, where is their thinking? That's selfless, that's love. But if you're like, oh wow, he doesn't think the way that I do, I or she doesn't think the way that I do, and why would I? That's world. That is not. That is fear. That person may not be the person. It's a lot of communication, guys. Just a lot of communication and getting out of the past. A lot of getting out from the past. All right. So Cancers, you've got a lot of work this week. A lot of work this week. So there is that. And yeah, Angel, I did give you the message there. You've got the answer. He's just waiting for you to see it. You just ask him for confirmation to show you the answer because you already have the answer. All right. Because there's something going on that's not seen there. And I think you know the answer to that. So anyway, that is your reading, Cancers. I really, really hope that you get down to business this week because it's going to bring you a lot of beautiful, beautiful things. I see it already in the future for if the people that are actually going to go through and really face this fear of communicating or sharing or doing whatever they're going to do. I already see that that's going to bring them good. It's the people that are listening that won't do what they need to do. I call it homework, that are going to sit here in this low vibration and they're going to stay in this. That's why this is your challenge card. Some people don't want to do the work. Some people talk a good talk. It's the actions that show. I don't go by words because I feel energies. I already know before it, I already know the answer before somebody even speaks it. I already know stuff before they even speak it or do it. And divine is really giving me that a lot lately. So I don't know what's going on. There's something coming up. But definitely break that energy, break that chain, break that. And you are going to feel, I tell you, I've been there, I've done that. You feel like £1,000,000. When I came out and told people that I was spiritual, it was like I could physically see myself with shackles coming off. I could see chains just falling. And as they fell, I just felt like I was rising. I had to reground myself because I felt like I was just a whole new person. I was now me and I was able to share it. Did I lose some friends? Yes. But that's okay because divine is what I care about. I don't care about what other people think per se because I'm older. But the thing is too that also whatever divine says to do, I do it. I listen. I pay attention. And it doesn't matter what anything else. And I also, when I go to somebody, if they don't lift me up, if somebody doesn't lift me up, and this is for dating, if somebody doesn't lift you up, or even in a joke or a jest, it's like, you're so stupid. It's like, why would you say that to somebody that you're trying to lift up? Even jokes can hurt. And that says the beginning of something you don't want to be in. Because verbal abuse goes to emotional abuse goes to physical abuse, and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'm getting into coaching. So I hope you guys have a great week. Now, here's the other thing, guys. I didn't do this before. Of course, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I would love that. However, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year so that I can go live on my mobile device. I guess YouTube, I tried this when my computer crashed in Oklahoma when I was visiting, and I thought, oh, I'll get on here, but they won't let you do a live unless you have 1,000 subscribers. I don't care about the money. I'm here to help. I'm here to be a blessing to whoever wants to be. But the thing is that I would love to be able to go live wherever I'm at, and I can't because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So help me get there. And then I'm going to give away free readings. I'm going to give 30-minute readings away to 6 different people, or I'll do 3 30-minute readings and 3 30-minute coaching if whatever you need. And you can go to my website and see all the different coachings that I do. It's all listed below. All right. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Full moon coming up. So subscribe, hit the bell so that you can come and watch the full moon reading. I'm going to do that live, crossing my fingers. And definitely. And also, too, there's an announcement below to tell you what is happening and why I'm only doing some of these live and some of them uploaded, because they're usually all live. So you guys can interact and ask a question, because I'm here to help and here to hopefully grow you spiritually to divine, and also to make better decisions and choices in your life so that you can have balanced, peaceful, calm life. Can it happen? Yes. How do I know? I've been worldly. I am spiritual. And it's a night and day. And I'm so, so happy. All right. Take care, guys. I love you. Thank you for showing up. And we'll see you next week for the 25th or on the full moon. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Bye-bye.